All right, National Coordinator, Coalition of Oodua Self-Determination Group, Razak Olokoba, joins us now to talk more on this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Very much.
Now, when Amotekun was launched, the kind of controversy that has generated the launch, rather, talking about legality, talking about politicizing it, was this what you envisaged when it was launched?
Well, it's a needless controversy. And just like what the governor of Ondo State has said, that is a regional initiative. Yeah. There are mechanisms in the Southwest before to sort out problem of security that is raging in the nation. And you remember clearly that it's about the safest region, even up to today. So it's a sequence. Once the mechanism is no longer effective, this has to come on board. This kind of thing has come on board in another region. There's Isba during Obasanjo's time.
But the people today, say that there is Sharia law backing that.
Today, yes, we will have come to that. But the most important thing is to secure the life of the people. If there's a thief in the community, you don't wait for the police. You have to apprehend it first. The stage we are now is to take this proactive measure to curb what is going on. And just like he has said, that it's a regional security outfit that is not aimed at anybody. Incidentally, it's to protect Yoruba land and everybody living in Yoruba land, either Hausa, Igbo, Fulani or Yoruba. And the governors are only not in it. Other organizations like my own are also involved. So it's not only about the governor. It's just important that the governors must be brought on board. They must champion the cause. You will know that there are people who are working to destroy the North and Southwest Alliance. And Amotekun is a launch pad for them. And that is important for us to see.
Is a launch pad in what way?
Launch pad, I mean the Northwest Alliance. There are alliances in the past with the North that has failed, led to civil war, the recent past. So there are people who don't believe in this North and Southwest Alliance, and they use every opportunity to ensure that the two spanner in the wheel of that locomotion. So I must prevent that. What we need to do is to assuage, because there are genuine fears, people who put Amotekun in place, and people who have fears. It's all about the fear for lives.
So does that say that the idea or the purpose for setting this up wasn't properly communicated to the people? Because there are a lot of concerns.
Which people? The Southwest people?
Not just the Southwest people, but across the country, because this wouldn't have been generating the kind of reactions we're getting if it was properly communicated.
No. You see, when JTF came on board, there was no such a controversy. What we had expected for people to do is to rally around us. The mistrust in the country is what is responsible for the concern that they are raising. The fear that people have is because we have not actually promoted unity among Nigerians, to the extent that if there are initiatives like this, there will not be mistrust. For instance, now, when JTF came on board, I have documented a program that I have held to support the JTF, including ISBA, including the efforts in the South-South. So all these things wouldn't have happened if there are mutual mistrust. They have genuine concerns. Okay. What they need to know is what we are telling them, that it is not out to create mayhem. It's not even taking the place of the police. Just yesterday, Amotekun arrested a few people and they were handed over legitimately to the police. But so it's a complementary role for the police. It is not taking away the job of the police. Terrains in the Southwest is peculiar terrain. And a federal police officer may not understand the terrain in a peculiar form the way Amotekun will understand the peculiar, just like the JTF. You remember clearly that when JTF came on board, the effort of the Nigerian army improved.
All right.
The terrain, all the terrains in the Northwest today is in proper grip of the Nigerian army.
All right, we have to leave the discussion at this point, Razak Olokoba. Thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure being with you.
Breakfast. Joining us now is National Coordinator, Coalition of Oodua Self-Determination Group, Razak Olokoba. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's take it from the statement of Atiku Abubakar. Now he says that this is to complement effort, and that is what it's meant to be, even though we know that the police formation is stretched. But the president had promised that there will be a recruiting of about 10,000 security personnel. Isn't that going to be enough? Why then do we need this complement?
The security is a peculiar and technical issues, and you have to follow that peculiarity. In Nigeria today, an IG repeatedly and over and again has been rubbish by Nigerians that's not doing this work. Because the command structure is in Abuja, there should be state and local efforts to complement the effort. There are states that requires roadblock, some states don't require roadblock. An IG must promulgate a policy that will be universal. And that universal instruction is what is apparent security in the country. States have their own pattern as security, which differs from the other states. And challenges that we are having today is a further indication that there should be need for a state police. If you don't have a state police, challenges of security will compel you to begin to think like what is coming up.
We've been talking about state police for a very long time now, and for it to come to its fruition, it's miles away. Does this Amotekun solve the problem of the southwest insecurity?
Yes, it's part of the solution. And there are informal...
It's not a total solution.
No, it's part of the solution.
Okay.
If you arm 10 million youths to protect 50 million lives, there's nothing bad in that. And the Yoruba in the north has been backed by Sharia, but is JTF also backed by Sharia? By
JTF, it's not a regional effort. That must be brought to the fore.
In the entire northeast, it might not be universal in the northeast, but there's no state to get to in the north today that you don't have JTF there. But to be more coordinated, because if you have criminals running from Ekiti to Ondo, the essence of the regional effort is to be able to have a coordination. Once he runs into Ekiti, if there's no correlation between them, that means that's going to another ward and it's going to get free, it's going to escape. The effort is better than what you have in the northeast, because with this now, they'll be connected, and there is no how it's going to run without involving the police. There's no how it's going to run without involving the authorities.
But the police had raised concerns that these people are not properly trained for such. That has been one of their concerns. And another concern is by some persons is the fact that they can become political tools and perhaps thugs if their welfare is not properly taken care of.
Two questions. He said, if they are not trained, where do you go to in the country today that don't have security in the estate? What does police have to say to that? In banks, we have security. What does the police have to say to that? There's nowhere you go in the community today in Nigeria that you won't have.
That is different. For them, this is a regional effort. That is the major challenge.
Which makes it better?
Which is for them creating an us versus you situation.
If you allow a faceless organization to take initiative, it will be worse. Let there be someone that will be responsible for the activities of Amotekun or the security effort. If you allow faceless people to run it, it's a risk. And that's when anarchy sets in. But if it has a face, if it has a collateral, the governors are the collateral. They'll be held responsible. And no governor in the southwest will allow Amotekun to become the impression people are creating about it. Then, whether it becomes, when last did LASMA or Kai officer arrest a PDP on the base that was a PDP person? Right. And that's the state effort. So the regional effort too cannot, and the people will not allow it to turn into the militia of the governor.
We hope
the caveat to it is that the police will constantly be on the watch of the effort.
All right. Razak Olokoba, we'll leave it here at this point. Thank you for your time.
National Coordinator, Coalition of Oodua Self-Determination Group, Razak Olokoba, is here with us this morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, so now, looking at all of this, there's been the issue of the approach of the state governors in this regard. Now, do you agree that states and security plus, the state needs security, plus looking at the approach of the governors in creating this Amotekun?
Even the police admit indirectly that the challenges we have in the country today requires collaborations. They may not define the collaboration, either from the people or from the state government. And governors have the right to improvise because lives are involved. So bringing Amotekun on board, I don't think should create any fear in the mind of
If the governors have the right to improvise, does he have to do also with collaborating with the federal government and with the relevant agencies in ensuring this?
The statement made by the governor of the state said clearly that every security outfits were briefed and informed. What led to what the Attorney General said or the Federation said, we might not be able to understand. Even from the point of law as well, so a lot of people have said that Attorney General has proved. But beyond that, it is important for our lives to be secured. In your area, it's improvising. When you have security at the gates and estates, we are talking about up to 50 million lives. And even 2 days ago, there were kidnappings between Ibadan and Ife Road. So, what is going on around the country today is a low-scale war. And within the ambit of the law, it is important for us to create something legitimate that might be a replacement for the lapses
so now that
created by
how legitimate is this? Because the AGF has come out to say that it is illegal. What can the state governors do now to ensure that, to move forward from here, basically, because there's so much...
Amotekun is unstoppable. The only assurance I will give people is that Amotekun is not out to attack any ethnic group. It's to protect Yoruba land and every living soul, either Igbo, Hausa, within Yoruba land. And also, to assure us that we will collaborate and support any other effort outside Amotekun.
Why I asked that
like
question was the fact that some persons are saying that the state governor should have known beforehand that issues like this would come up, and so should have started with the state assemblies
they wouldn't have known.
To come up with laws that will create this.
They wouldn't have known. The first thing is to start the way that we have started. Because even if you want to recruit into police, the first thing you do is to first recruit, which is what we have done. Now, the law of the Nigeria states clearly that governors are the president and the security officers of their state. So the decision to protect his own people lies in the hand of the governor. Let's assure Nigerians that this initiative is not to create crisis, it's not to attack any ethnic group, it's to secure Yoruba land. And beyond that, the North and the Southwest collaboration was not allowed to break. There's an emerging scenario that people who are not happy about that alliance.
We have to leave it at this point. Razak Olokoba, thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure being with you.